I make about 95% of the things that I eat at home. I make my own sauces, I make my own condiments, etc., etc. When switching into that lifestyle, the biggest change that I had to make was giving up prepackaged foods. A lot of the prepackaged foods that are in the grocery stores are just not good for us. They're not necessarily bad foods, but they're all made with a lot of really bad ingredients. What I'm doing today is rounding up some of the things that I will eat that are prepackaged. These are the things that I reach for when I'm on a time crunch, when I'm just kind of lazy, or when I just want to snack and I just don't feel like making myself cookies or chips. I love chips. Chips are annoying to make. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie and I help people to find happier, healthier, but most importantly, more fulfilling lives, to create a life that looks good on the outside, but more importantly, feels good on the inside. And when it came to leading a healthier lifestyle for me, that meant a lot of the things that I was eating had to go. In the description of this video, I'm going to link an article that I wrote, 7 ingredients I avoid at all costs, even in organic foods. Those ingredients are some of the worst offenders. And it's not necessarily that you need to give up cookies or chips or some of your favorite snacks. It's just about finding the cookies and chips and snacks that don't have those ingredients that can be detrimental to our health in them. Sometimes we need convenience. I don't believe that convenience needs to come at the cost of our health. If we take the time to eliminate some of the products that have some of those ingredients, we can still have the convenience of prepackaged food without worrying about what am I sacrificing here to have this prepackaged food. And now in the intro, I mentioned how much I love chips. I really do love chips. I'm a chip girl. I like all types of chips, and my favorite brand of chips right now is Siete. These I'll use for like salsa, but they are very thin, so they break easy. It's annoying to eat with guac, and if I want to eat it with guac, I'm gonna go in with the dip chip. And what's great about these, the ingredients, that whole ingredient list, that's just it. These are great. My only qualm with these is that they are not organic. They are non-GMO, which is nice to see. They are made with avocado oil instead of canola oil, all those like worst offending oils. So I love these. And while we're talking about chips, I love these. These are just like classic potato chips. These are the potato chips that you would expect to eat. The difference with these and regular potato chips is that these are made with avocado oil. I really like these. Again, the same as the Siete. They aren't organic. They are non-GMO though, which is nice to see. Ingredients: potatoes, avocado oil, sea salt. 3 ingredients. I love to see it. Another chip, because I love chips. These plantain chips. These are organic, so I like to eat these. I will lean on these a little bit more. Plantains, coconut oil, pink Himalayan salt. That's it. Also have different flavors. Those are a lot of fun. I love these plantain chips. These are going to be a little controversial. The next one are seaweed snacks. And now I know that you hear seaweed and you think, oh, gross, like I know where your mind is going, but these are so delicious. Also contain a decent amount of vitamin B12, which a lot of us are deficient in. Ingredients: seaweed, avocado oil, and sea salt. That's amazing. I also got these little guys and got these even littler guys. I prefer to use these because these come with a giant plastic cup in them. I'd like to eliminate that plastic if I can. The reason I bought these was because these are the only ones in the store that were made from olive oil. So if you see, this says avocado oil, this says olive oil. They also have a few other flavors. There's like a teriyaki flavor, just a plain sea salt. Those are made with canola oil. Those are made with safflower, sunflower, etc. Even with the same brand, when you're looking for these gimme seaweed snacks, make sure that you're seeing them that say avocado oil or olive oil. Make sure that you're getting the ones with the good oil and not the garbage oil. Another savory snack that I love is beef jerky. This is like a protein that you can grab and go. Until I can make my own beef jerky, which I don't see me doing anytime soon, I'm going to be still buying beef jerky in the stores. I do want to note though, these are the mini grass-fed beef sticks. This is the grass-fed beef jerky. The grass-fed beef jerky has soy in it. The beef sticks don't. I don't know why. It's supposed to be the same original. This is why I stress so much that you have to just read the ingredients of everything you're buying. I honestly would not have bought these if I knew it had soy in it. Would have stuck to the minis. They got me on that one. But these also aren't organic, so it's not something that I really like to lean on. I prefer to lean on organic products. Organic beef jerky is a very hard product to find. These will do in a pinch. Another beef jerky that will do in a pinch, but these are much more expensive, are these Epic Provisions. These are Wagyu beef steak strips. The ingredients on these are great. The ingredients are beef, honey, sea salt, black pepper, garlic powder. That's it. And 100% grass-fed Wagyu beef for a quick protein fix on the go. These are my go-tos. These aren't necessarily a prepackaged food that I eat, but these do make a lot of the meals that I make a lot easier. I turn these into almost everything. I will have a breakfast tostada with them. I'll put beans and guac on them. I'll put an egg on one of these. I'll put chicken. I can even turn them into like a taco. There's so much that I can do with these ingredients. Organic corn, water, lime, kosher salt, nice clean ingredients, no garbage. So, and these are organic, so I like to see that as well. Another thing that's not necessarily a pre-packaged, ready to go food is these thin stackers. So these are the red rice and quinoa ones. I also get brown rice. I like this Lundberg brand. They also have regular full-size rice cakes, but I do like these like thin stackers. There's not a ton of rice in them, so you want to just add a little bit of a carb into your meal. Sometimes I throw avocado on these, sometimes I'll put some peanut butter on them, but they're like a really quick and easy, ready to go. I don't have to make anything. It's like, it's pre-packaged. And the ingredients, brown rice, red rice, quinoa, salt-free. Nice and easy. That's all you need. Another savory staple is these Simple Mills crackers. There's not a ton of ingredients in there. These do have sunflower oil in them. So they are organic, but it is sunflower oil. It's something I prefer to avoid if I can. However, I do generally like to stick to the 80-20 rule, where 80% of my stuff is really clean and pure, and then 20% is like whatever. I try not to get super anal about everything. Occasionally, I'm going to be eating some seed oils. It is what it is. Other than the safflower oil, the ingredients in these are really clean. I do like that these are organic. Not everything that Simple Mills makes is organic. What that says to me is that they're trying. They're trying to do the best that they can. I would love to see them replace this with avocado oil. If you are out there and you work for Simple Mills, avocado oil, coconut oil, let's get the sunflower oil out of these. However, in the interim, these are pretty good. I like a proper balance of sweet and savory. So Simple Mills, the cracker that I just showed, they also make a ton of sweet things. I love their sweet things. I'd like to consider these like kind of like an Oreo. These are nut butter stuffed cocoa cashew cream cookies. These are so good. These are not organic, but they are GMO free. Even with the same brands, you really have to read the ingredients of each individual product. This one does not have any garbage oil in it. It does also specify that some of the ingredients are organic, which means they couldn't source everything organic, or they couldn't make it affordable if everything in this was organic, but they did go out of their way to make some of the ingredients in these organic. These are delicious. Another one that I love, these are like kind of like a graham cracker, honey cinnamon sweet thins. These are really delicious. Again, there's no garbage oil in them. These also aren't organic, but they do specify that some of the ingredients are organic. These are just something like you want to make s'mores, you want to have like your quintessential summer experience, make it with these instead of making it with traditional graham crackers, which are just full of additives, full of garbage. What I try to do is find healthier replacements for some of the things that I love that maybe aren't the best for me. Another Simple Mills, honestly, like I love Simple Mills. Simple Mills, find me please, because I love you guys so much. Let's be friends. These are a nice easy breakfast, but sometimes I will also use it as like a dessert if I need to get a little extra protein in. I'll make a protein pancake and then put some berries on it or something, and that'll be a dessert in lieu of like a cake or something like that. These also aren't organic, but very small handful of ingredients in here. None of them are too alarming. They're super easy to make. You just like add water and you mix them up. I love this Purely Elizabeth grain-free coconut cashew granola. I like to throw granola on top of like yogurt or oatmeal. This isn't organic, but the same as Simple Mills. They are going out of their way to make the product with organic when they have the option to. I would just make sure that if you're looking for this brand that you pay attention to the ingredients, because sometimes the ingredients in this brand will have guar gums or other things that like you just wouldn't want to eat. Just make sure that you're checking the ingredients, because not all purely Elizabeth is created equal. This one, this coconut cashew, is great. Going back to Siete, the brand that makes the chips that I was showing earlier, they also make cookies. And what's also great about all Siete products, they are all gluten-free. This one, I'm not going to read all of these ingredients. There are a lot more ingredients in the cookies than there are in the chips, but they are also really clean. It's not organic. I would have liked to see it organic. 5 cookies is the serving, and I could never eat 5 cookies. It's just like a little too much. It's definitely a great one to go to. They also have a cinnamon cookie. They also have a chocolate cookie. Definitely check out the Siete cookies. I am not just saying this because I'm from Long Island, but I am obsessed with Tate's. I love Tate's cookies. These are the white ones, so the white ones are all gluten-free. I do not eat gluten in America if I can avoid it. They are not organic, but they are such simple ingredients. There is xanthan gum in them. I would like to not see xanthan gum in them. Generally speaking, I give Tate's the, obviously, I give Tate's the go-ahead. What I really like about Tate's cookies is that they have 2 cups of cookies in them that are individually wrapped. If I was to open this and then keep it open, I would not be able to finish them before they all go bad. So I do like that they have 2 separate individually wrapped packages in here. I like a bite that has both savory and sweet in it. And one of my favorite sweet and savory snacks is these petite pots, and these are the pistachio ones. These are organic. I give these a 10 out of 10. There's nothing in it that would be questionable, and what I love about it too is that instead of using food coloring additives, they use cabbage and turmeric for color. So you're kind of like, why is there cabbage and turmeric in this? You don't taste it at all. It's just to give it the green pistachio color. These are delicious. It comes in this little glass jar as well, which is nice. You can use it for other things. It comes from an authentic French recipe. These are something I like to consider a sweet treat. This is something that I don't typically have in my pantry, but when I want to treat myself to something delicious, this is one of the things that I will go for. I saved the best for last. These are hands down my favorite sweet treat. These are Honey Mamas. This is the chocolate cake flavor. This is probably my favorite flavor. I haven't tried them all. There are so many flavors. The ingredients on these are amazing. You do have to keep it refrigerated. If you don't keep it refrigerated, it will melt. Ask me how I know that. It still tastes delicious if it melts, but it's just like annoying. You want it to maintain its like, you know, texture, whatever you want to call it. They pride themselves on having no preservatives or stabilizers, which are like those gums, those xanthan gums that you will see in a lot of prepackaged things. These are just so good. They are so delicious. Go find yourself some of these. There's no guilt that comes with these. I know that I threw a lot at you. There is a lot of food here. It's like all in front of me right now. Everything that I showed here today would probably last me like two to 3 months, not quite 3 months, but a little bit longer than 2 months, because I try not to lean on these prepackaged things. As you can see, a lot of them have a little bit of like a question. It's not the greatest. It's not organic. We can't control everything. And if we try to micromanage everything, and if we try to make everything perfect, it's just never going to happen. 80-20 rule that I like to stick to. 80% clean, pure, organic, everything. 20%, not quite there, but that's life, right? No one and nothing on this planet is perfect. Our diets cannot be completely perfect. It's one thing to consume something that you know isn't necessarily great. It's another thing to completely stress out about it. And when you add the stress on top of the ingredient that maybe isn't the best for us, you're making it a lot worse. Your mentality has a lot to do with everything. So trying to stay clean is important. Giving yourself grace when you're not 100% perfect is just as important. You don't want to activate that stress hormone, because that's going to be more detrimental to your health than eating a little bit of something that maybe isn't 100% clean and organic and perfect for you. All these snacks are basically just that. These are prepackaged snacks that I would approve to be in my pantry. If you're curious about anything else, whether it's condiments, cheeses, different brands, if there's something specific you want to see me rate, if you have something that you love and you're not really sure about it, drop a comment below. I would love to help you. I would love to do more of these videos. So thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Again, my name is Jackie. I help people to create a life that looks good on the outside, but more importantly, feels good on the inside, a life that is happier, healthier, and most importantly, more fulfilling. I make new videos every Monday and Friday, so don't forget to click subscribe, and I will see you at the end of the week.